inside the fruit. No? Seed. A true seed is a fertilized, matured ovule that possesses the embryonic plant, stored material, and a protective coat or coats. Seed is a reproductive structure characteristics of all phanerogram. Structure of seed may be studied in such common types of peas, maize, sunflower, almond, and beans. They are all built on same plane. Although there may be some differences in the shape or size of the seed, the relative proportion of the various parts. There are hundreds of variations in size, shape, color, and surface. The seeds range in size from tiny dust particles, as in found in orchids, to large double coconuts. The seed surface may be smooth, wrinkled, furrowed, ridged, ribbed, reticulate, tuberculate, alveolate, airy, and pulpy, or having pattern like fingerprints. In the seed, life activity temporarily suspended in order to enable the plant to successfully pass through unfavorable and injurious climatic conditions. On approach of favorable conditions, the seeds resume active life and grows into full plant. In the form of seeds, plant can be carried to long distances without special precautions, one country to other country. Structure of seeds. Various parts of the seed can be studied easily after it has been soaked in water for a day or so, varying according to nature of the seeds. A mature seed contains an embryonic plant, a radicle, and plumule, and is provided with reserved food material and protective seed coats. A mature pod of pea, Pisum sativum, has number of seeds arranged in two rows. These seeds are attached to the fruit wall by a stalk, the funiculus. At maturity, on one side of seed coat, a narrow elongated scar representing the point of attachment of the seed to its stalk is distinctly seen, that is the hilum. Close to the hilum, situated at one end of it, a minute pore, micropyle. During the germination, through this pore, water is absorbed and the radicle comes out through it. Water is absorbed mainly through this pore and the radicle comes out through it. Continuous with the hilum, there is a sort of ridge in the seed coat, the raphe. The seed is covered by two distinct seed coats. Outer one, whitish, is the testa, while the other, inner, thin, hyaline and membranous, is the tegmen. The seed coat gives rise necessary protection to the embryo which lies within. The white is fleshy body as seen after removing the seed coats, the embryo. It consists of two cotyledons and a short axis to which cotyledons remains attached. The position of the axis lying outside the cotyledons, bent inward, directed toward the micropyle, is the radicle. The other portion of the axis, lying between two cotyledons, is the plumule. Plumule crowned by some minute young leaves. The radicle gives rise to the root, the plumule to the shoot, and the cotyledon stored a food material. Since the reserved food material stored in the cotyledons and the seeds lacks special nutritive tissue, the endosperm. The seeds which lacks the endosperm is X-albuminous or non-endospermic seeds. On other hand, in several other plants such as castor, Ricinus communis, and coconut, Cocos nucifera, and cereals stored food material in the endosperm. Seeds where endosperm persists and nourishes the seedling during the early stage are called endospermous or albuminous. On the basis of the number of the cotyledons in the embryo, the angiosperms have been divided into two large groups. Dicotyledon having two embryos and monocots having embryo with single cotyledon. A maize grain is single seeded in which seed coat and fruit wall are inseparable. On one side of the grain, apex whitish deltoid area is seen to be distinctly marked out from the area. Embryo lies in this area. The embryo lies in this area. Only thin layer surrounding the whole grain. Layer is made up of seed coat and the wall of fruit fused together. Grain remains divided into two unequal portions by a definite layer known as epithelium. The bigger portion is endosperm and the smaller portion is embryo. The endosperm is the food storage tissue. The embryo consists of one shield-shaped cotyledon is scutellum and axis. The upper portion of the axis, minute leaves arching over it, is the plumule, and the lower portion provided with the root cap and radicle. The plumule is surrounded by a leaf sheath or coleoptile, and the radicle is covered by root sheath, coleorhiza. These are protective sheaths of plumule and radicle respectively. Besides basic structures, embryo, endosperm, seed coat, certain structures may also arise during seed development. In castor bean, a fleshy whitish tissue, the caruncle, develops at one end of the seed. It is derived from the integument. The juicy edible part of the lychee fruit, aril, is an outgrowth of funiculus. It develops after fertilization. The cotton fibers are elongated epidermal cells of seed coat. These fibers are single coat and thin walled. They attain length of 45 mm and have characteristic twists.